Hey, this is Malika of Evanston Live TV, and we have with us today Tyrone Muhammad. Many of you may have gotten the opportunity to meet him today. He was at Haven Middle School, and we know the controversy that has been going on here in Evanston at Haven Middle School. For those who have maybe been living under a rock, I don't know, but there were nooses hanging at Haven Middle School, and there's been other controversies going on. You have white parents storming the school board, talking about this is a school, not a detention center. I mean, it has been a lot of controversy around District 65 and a lot of focus as of lately on Haven Middle School. I know Evanston prides itself on being liberal and diverse, but you know, racism comes in all sorts of
Shapes and sizes.
yes, it comes disguised all sorts of ways with a smile and everything. So, you know, just when you think you're in good company, you come to find out how they really feel about you. But today we have a gentleman with us who came to let the school board know that, you know, that there is support out there, because oftentimes we have a lot of fighters here in Evanston. And Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Devon Horton, Anya Tanya Vudi, the school district 65 school board, you got fighters. Um, a lot of fighters throughout this community, but uh, for some reason they don't really get the support of the full community because people are afraid to show their face and be
Yes,
heard. So, Mr. Muhammad, first of
yes.
all, welcome to Evanston Live TV.
Thank you for having me. I didn't even know it existed until today.
Yes, and I had the opportunity of meeting you a while back with Representative LaShawn K. Ford at one of his events downtown Chicago, and I had heard about you. I know you had went to 26 in California at the prison with him, and
Yes.
you all were talking to the young men there. And so I've seen you on video, and then I had the opportunity of meeting you in person. I said, so this is Tyrone Muhammad. All right now. And then I hear you're right here in Evanston doing your thing,
Yes.
supporting our school board. So, Mr. Muhammad, welcome. And I wish I could have been there this morning, but I was working on Chicago Hill. And please tell us about today and give the people a little history as to who Tyrone Muhammad is.
No, no doubt. Excellent. Congratulations on the show and the work
Thank you.
that you've been doing and getting the message and information out to the community. Um, my name is Tyrone Muhammad. I'm the executive director for Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change. That's ECCSC. I founded ECCSC in 2017. But the work didn't start there. After serving 21 years of prison and watching men come in and out of prison with the recidivism rate never seeming to be reduced with 20s, 40, 80, 100 years, I said to myself while waiting my release, I said, you know what? Pastors, politicians, and even benevolent white people don't have an answer to mass incarceration, reentry, prison reform, and social justice. I said, so what I think we need to do, since we had a hand in creating the ills that has affected our communities, that has destroyed our community, that has violated and victimized our women and children as Black men. I said that this is where we start today. We're going to change the dynamics of what it looks like to be civilly active, socially active, and economically active in our community and dealing with the disinvestment that has happened long before I was born. So we said, I didn't want to call our organization no political correct term of what is it, justice involved individual, returning citizens, because most of the men who who go back to those communities or was removed from the communities never felt like even the communities that they was in the blocks was ever citizens of those communities. They don't feel like citizens of their own country, let alone their own communities. So we wanted to call it what it is to be in the front to those who will actually change, or to be able to position ourselves to be in the front to the legislators, politicians, and even the community to say, we even 13th Amendment say we've duly convicted. That's the only time where slavery is allowed. So we want to call it just what it is. We ex-cons. We ex of anything negative. Con also mean negative. We ex of all of that. But X also represent unknown, a mathematical equation that represents unknown. So we have a lot of unknown and untapped ability languishing in prison and in the graveyards. And plus, our organization seeks to solve for X all the time. We always solving for X because X is a scarlet letter. Black men, formerly incarcerated persons, are the only group and class of people that's perpetually discriminated against by everyone, even our own family members at times. So that's the basis of starting ECCSC, ex-cons for community and social change. Although you will only see ECCSC just like you only see NAACP, even though we no longer use colored people. We want to make it to a point where you don't see ex-con anymore. You just see alphabets.
Right, right. So how did you come to hear about what's going on here in Evanston, Illinois at the Haven Middle School?
Well, Ralph Elwich, who is also a part of our ECCSC, he's actually the director for ECCSC North, and where he works Howard Street, Rogers Park, and in the North region, right, of Chicago. So his son named Dumas Elwich go to Haven, and he told me about it instantly the moment we saw it, and I just wanted to wait and see how fast, what would be the response. I was looking for the mayor, Biss, to then tell us what's going on, to be proactive in creating that. As you said, this is one of the most, they classify themselves as one of the most liberal communities in the state of Illinois. So I wanted to see how quick this would be resolved. And over time, as we can see, it hasn't had the same effect as it would to me, and it didn't move as fast to me as it would have if that was a Nazi swastika or Asian hate symbol or LGBTQ hate. I think it would have moved even faster. But when it comes to Black children and Black women and Black children and Black men, society seemed to move very slow. Laws seem to move very slow and mete out justice. So I heard it from Ralph Elwich.
So you all had spoke today, this morning, and I hate that I could not attend. So tell us, what did you see? What happened? And did you get to speak to Superintendent Devon Horton and former President Anya Tanyavudi?
I did. I did speak to both of them. Horton explained what was going on. And I also told him, he said his job is to turn it over to authorities. He really can't speak on the ills or the issues that, the investigation that was pending. Well, I wanted him to understand that the community is watching. We have to start getting at the crux of this in the beginning, because we don't want another New York situation that happened with the mass shooting. We have to deal with these things on the front end. And I did speak with him. I told him we would be back every day until we speak to the Mayor Biss on his plan for dealing with the trauma of our Black students for dealing with the trauma of really all those students, because I had a conversation with over, I think it was about 100 white children out there while we was waiting to start the press conference. And they was very receptive of the message that we had. If you watch and listen to my Facebook Live or any of the videos, you'll see the children were very accommodating, very warm, and very active in wanting to see change. We love the children. It's not about just the Black children. We want to be able, as an organization who do real behavior modification of at-risk youth, at-risk boys and girls, to be able to offer a solution, an alternative solution to truancy, to juvenile justice, to all of those things, because most of those children, they watch and emulate prisoners, rappers, formerly incarcerated persons, where we saying that that's not cool. This is what reformation really look like. We're your big brothers. We've been there, we've done that. Let us help y'all in dealing with these issues because we are subject matter experts.
Yeah, I love that you said, reaching out to all the children, because seeing those nooses, I mean, that's most definitely, it impacts us because there's the history to it. And then, many of us feel that there's other forms of lynching happening right now where it's not a literal noose, but white children, other children are definitely impacted when they come to really learn the history of what all that means. So it's traumatizing to everyone, but most definitely a threat to Black people. So like you had brought up Buffalo, New York, there were so many signs, and, we have restaurants here in Evanston ran by Black people, people of color, who have received hate mail, and the city of Evanston just doesn't seem to take any of that seriously.
Right.
So, then you hear about these mass shooters who actually showed some signs of where they were actually going to hit, and nobody paid attention. No one thought it was serious. They thought, what's his name? Peyton Gendron, the mass shooter for Buffalo. His friends thought he was just joking, or he wasn't serious, or no, Dylan Roof. His friends thought he was just a jokester, who shot the 9 Black people in the church. So now you have people hanging nooses on a tree here in Evanston. We even, during Halloween, a family had Black bodies swinging from chains on trees.
I heard of that.
Yeah. And so you had people like coming at me because I got the message about it. I drove over to that house, took footage, and people were like, "You're making a big deal. It's just, it's just Halloween." No, you don't know what those images do, especially to a child walking by and seeing a Black body swinging on chains. Now you got nooses on their school property in the trees, and then no one is really taking it serious. So first of all, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you to you for coming out.
Yes, and we're coming out every day. So you got a chance to be there tomorrow. We're coming out every day unless the mayor set a date for our community to meet with him, to talk about how we deal with the trauma of those students. And I'm not just talking about the Black students. I want the white community of Evanston to understand that if that community is not outraged about what they're teaching our children, that's acceptable, that's allowable, because I fail to believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't believe that if that was a German swastika hanging from those trees, that it would be taken this lightly. I can't believe that if that was the LGBT community symbol sign talking about the hate of gay people and lesbian people, we're gonna kill them with a symbol that has historically represented death. I can't believe that the whole LGBTQ community will not be lined up on that block demanding an investigation into this. So we can't accept it as Black men who are historically lynched whether it's the George Floyds of a day, even in the city of Chicago. It's over 2,000 Black men that are killed every year. And no one even blinks their eyes and see that as a state of emergency. So when our Black children are being threatened and terrorized and intimidated by the noose of a tree hanging on their school ground where they should be protected, where they are encouraged to learn, man, that should be taken serious, man. It's no way in the world a child can learn when they fear for their lives. A child can't even learn when they're hungry. When a child is hungry, it's hard to concentrate and focus. How isn't this an outrage to Mayor Biss? He should be doing updates every day on the progress of solving this issue so we can build as a community. We'll be out tonight at 7 o'clock at the board meeting. We will be out. Hopefully they'll let me speak, because we will be there tonight to speak again on this issue. And I'm demanding transparency from the mayor's office and the Chicago police, but the Evanston police. And we demanding transparency and a sense of inclusion and helping the city of Evanston not only deal with public safety, but also do behavior modification of our boys and girls, white and Black, that attend Haven.
Most definitely. Well, yeah, I'm curious to see when Mayor Biss is going to meet with you all, have a conversation, some updates. Probably the only way you're going to get Mayor Biss out is if the media is there and you're talking about reparations, so he can look like.
So that's the only thing he care about. He care about reparation, but not noose. That's a symbol of slavery in the past that we're talking about fixing with reparations.
Say it again, Tyrone. Say it again.
I'm going to say it again. The noose represents a symbol of the past discriminations and violation of a whole people, but yet he claims reparations to fix the damage of hundreds of years of systemic racism, but yet he won't come out and meet with the Black communities, Black men, as to why he has allowed our children to be terrorized in Haven. It's oxymoronic to me.
It's become.
And I thought Mayor Biss and I was friends.
Be careful with that. Yeah, he said, be careful with that. Well, I say thank you, Tyrone, because you have many of us here in the community. We're almost at our wits' end. Many of us have been out here for the fight. We don't even know what to do anymore because there's not enough support. Too much celebration over BS like Evanston reparations, which, they're going to be highlighted next month in a Tribeca film. And, they're very, very proud of that, not knowing that it means nothing.
Is it going to be highlighted in Evanston as a film theater?
Oh, no, throughout the country, throughout the world.
No.
Tribeca Film Festival is a big deal.
Okay.
So
I may have to go to Tribeca. I may have to go there and protest Tribeca.
We've been trying to get some support to get people to understand the quote unquote, what many believe to be corruption throughout the Evanston reparations. But you have really shed a light at being an outsider coming into Evanston, like what's not about Evanston reparations, but the lack of support in all these other, issues that Evanston has been having and kind of covering it up with flowers. But yeah, it's a lot of us here just like, we don't even know what else to do because many people just don't want to get involved. They don't want to get involved. They just want to go to work, come home because they feel as if they're boxing a mountain and there's nothing. You're up against a city council that they care about money and lining pockets at the end of the day. So it's
So when is the next city council meeting? When is the next city council?
I believe it might be tonight.
That's with the board tonight?
So you have District 65 school board meeting, and then you have the actual city council meeting with Mayor Biss. But I can check on that for you.
Check on that, reach back out to me on that, because
Okay, so yes, the city council meeting is tonight.
we will be there. We will be front and center. We will be there, and we will be talking to the mayor.
All right, all right. Well, we appreciate your support. We know there's a lot going on in Chicago. I do Chicago Heal with Rep Ford, and you know, we hear a lot of the stories. We have a lot of the families come onto the show, and God, I don't think I have enough like to pour out of my heart into the communities of Chicago and here in Evanston. But one thing about Chicago, you do see the community come out, and they're not afraid to voice.
Well, it's not, they don't come out enough. So our organization personally intervene into potential shootings. And we probably stopped over 300 shootings in 2 years. And you don't even often, a lot of people don't even know we exist in Chicago, because they highlight a shooting, not the 300 or 400 we prevented, the sense, you know, the sensitizing, the desensitizing effect of just focusing on shootings, to me, encourages and increases shootings. That's my take on it.
Well, thank you so much for your work, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you. Your work in Chicago. Please keep it up. Keep preventing hundreds more shootings, because it just drains a woman's soul to watch.
The mothers I have hugged in Chicago from their babies dying. So for those who out there that would like to know more about ECCSC, you can go to ECCSC.org. That's ECCSC.org. And we're here to help. We're here to be a voice. We're not just making noise. We actually would love to serve Evanston, as we are community servants first. And I thank you for having us, sister. And we will be at City Council meeting tonight, and we will be at the 65 school board meeting as well. So thank you once again.
All right, thank you. And we'll be sure to have you back on. If there's any updates, definitely the door is always open to you here at Evanston Live TV.
Well, invite us out and let us know when we can help you organize, strategize around this reparation, as well as violence, public safety, rather, re-entry, whatever it is you need us to do. We would like to let the whole of Chicago know about the issues and problems happening in Evanston.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sister.